Started. Thank you all for coming. I appreciate it very much. We've got exciting information to go over with here in just a little bit. I just want to start with the calendar. Reminder that this Saturday is the fun run. It's the Houston Heights Association fun run. If you're going to try and get to the office, remember it's the only time the boulevard is closed down. So it'll be closed from about 7:30 until about 9 o'clock. You won't be able to cross Heights Boulevard. You'd have to get to Yale. You'll have to go to 21st Street, or you'll have to go down to the feeder road or something. So we have signed up. I think we have about 14 people signed up. We had 10 free spots. I'm happy to pay for whoever else wants to participate. If you have spouse, significant other, children, and you want to run, it's going to be fun. We'll have a little booth. I think the Smith Family Homes is setting up in our little booth. We're doing a water station at the end, passing out Boulevard Realty water. So if you want to sign up and just participate and pass out water, you can do that. If you want to do the fun run, it's 3 miles. There's a 1 mile for the kids. I will beat you all in the run. I'm racing.
Oh, you have to actually run?
Well, as long as you're in your age.
Objective is, well, I'm in my age group. I think I can beat all of you, including my children. So that is this Saturday. It's a lot of fun. All over with by about 9:30, and we'll move on to just fun selling houses after that. You guys bring about 1,400 people typically to the event, so it's pretty fun. There are some fast little Kenyans that will beat me. That's okay.
Hey, Bill.
Yeah.
Since you'll be running so fast, are you putting a T-shirt on that says Boulevard in the back? See you at the finish line?
I might. I haven't decided what I'm wearing yet. I'm working on the Under Armour Boulevard Realty,
You said you were running, we didn't say we were running.
A week from Sunday, June 14th, is our next event. It's an art event. It's at my house from 12 to 3. It's this Eric Sandlin. These are his pieces here. He is the spray paint artist. I think you've all gotten your own invitation. You can personalize your invitation. It's a casual event, 12 to 3. Wear shorts. Show up before you go to an open house. Invite anyone you want. Should be a very nice event. The art for sale is not expensive this time. It's $300, $400, $500.
And we have created an event on Facebook too, if you want to share it that way. You're welcome. Is Jay Winters involved?
Pardon me?
Jay Victoria Winters?
Yes, we got him through him. Through one of your events or something, right?
Through Jay, yes.
Through
Through Jay.
I don't know how we get these people sometimes. Next Tuesday is going to be another important sales meeting or whatever. We're going to have half of charter title over here going over all the new disclosures and all the new federal regulations that kick in August 1. You're going to have ample opportunity to hear about this, I think, over the summer. Every title company is going to offer a webinar and some training and that sort of stuff. We will videotape it. It will be very organized so that you can have a pretty good understanding of all the changes that are going on with RESPA and anything having to do with the HUD and the good faith estimate, all of those sort of things. All the forms are changing, all their names are changing. The most significant thing for you is that this settlement statement is going to have to be approved 3 days in advance, and there will be no modifications. So you won't be able to add a home warranty the day of closing. You're not going to be able to add rental for 3 days onto the HUD. Just get ready. A lot of these things are just going to be off the HUD. That's how you're going to do it. You're just going to have to learn to handle it off the settlement statement. But there will be a 3-day rule, and they will definitely, August 1, it'll go into effect. I don't think there'll be any delay any longer for that. And so that will be the most significant thing. So these lenders that are used to preparing these settlement statements an hour before closing is going to cause significant delays. So let's just be clear. Everyone needs to tell every buyer, and everyone needs to tell every seller, if you're closing July 29th, 30th, 31st, August 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you guys need to get ready for the delays. The sellers need to emotionally get prepared for the delays, and people financially are going to have to get ready for some delays. I imagine it's going to be the same, that the moving truck is out there in front of the house, and no one's going to let them in because it's not going to fund for 3 days after someone makes these changes. So work with a very good lender so they get the documents there in advance, like that. And TAP will have several other training opportunities also. So we'll have the charter title people here. They're going to go over fairly thoroughly, question and answer, And we are one more time going to go over thoroughly this shortages in area and all these boundary lines and all these exceptions to the title commitment, because it's just, we're gonna take another commercial break and go over this one more time to explain it to everyone. We've been doing pretty well on it from our side. We managed to get the form filled out fine on the contract. It just, I think you still lack some confidence in your ability to explain what it is that this is. So we're gonna have a little more role playing one more time next week over that. And by having the video, I think we'll be able to send it back out to all the other individuals there. So I want to remind you that hurricane season started today. And we will be updating our hurricane preparation procedures later today and sending them back out to you so that you have it. We'll be making some reference to this on our blog that we're fixing to announce here in just a second. But we want people to understand, when hurricanes kick in, something starts forming in the Gulf, it starts forming down in the Caribbean somewhere. You understand these lenders are not going to close on any houses. If you're relatively new to this experience, we've been very fortunate the last 5-6 years, we haven't had a lot of this opportunity. But if you're going to close, and you see a tropical depression forming out there over in the Atlantic somewhere, you understand it also can cause a delay. When it just forms, it doesn't have to be a hurricane 60 miles from here. When it starts forming there, the lenders are going to be conservative and they're going to shut down and they're not going to close the file until it either hits Florida or moves on back out into the Atlantic somewhere. So you need to be prepared for changes that result as just the creation of the tropical depression into our area. Then you have to understand, we have a responsibility as the realtor with these listings. If your seller is in Dubai or your seller is someplace else, and we've got a projectile of this metal thing sitting in the front of the yard, and the hurricane comes and it whips it up and it pulls off someone's head, you know, we had a responsibility to go remove our signs from the front of these yards. So before you head out and drive to Lufkin, you know, come over here and take responsibility for your listings. And the easiest way to do that is to do it in advance. Don't have Landon and I go over here climbing on balconies, getting potted plants off the second story of your townhouse listing because everyone else was gone. And believe me, I've done it. I mean, I have certainly been out taking care of these listings when the wind is blowing and the hurricane is not far out there. So with these preparation deals describe some responsibilities that you have and some responsibilities that the seller have, and then what to do in advance. So we'll just be highlighting this. Probably not going to happen. Not going to have any hurricane in June. Probably not going to have any hurricane in July. We tend to have hurricanes in our climate in the latter part of the summer, late August or September, historically when we have the most activity. But I just want us to start now to lay a little groundwork. If you go on a listing appointment, you might just set this little deal. In the event of a hurricane, I want you to know our office has this preparation checklist or thing. It's setting you apart from some of these other people. Yes?
That's also a good reason to get that force majeure sign.
Yes, it
That's part of the
is.
reason why we designed it in the first place was for things like hurricane season.
That's right. If the closings are moved through no fault of our own, then we don't have these fights over earnest money and these, you know, huge
Extensions.
fights over things over these extensions if you'll just get the form signed early on or whatever, especially as we get into hurricane season. Yes, thanks for reminding me about that. We are going to talk about a lot of things today having to, yes, Jim?
Oh, no, just
Come on.
saying.
Having to do with social media and things. And remember, this has not been my strength as the broker and owner. I haven't been really good at it, but we've tried to make a conscious effort of doing better at it, and I think you'll see the remainder of this year, it's going to be a huge focus of Boulevard Realty. So bringing on staff like Rhonda, getting Aaron geared up over here, has given us this ability to make more difference in the social media. So we are going to announce basically tomorrow, but to you today, our new blog, which is called Rediscovering Houston. Okay, so you can do www.rediscoveringhouston.com or however that works. And you're going to be able to find this blog, or it would be under yourblbd.com/blog, right? And if you click on one, you can click on to the other. The blog is designed for us to put out information about Houston. Amazing things, okay? Things to do that would impact people. our first blog, one of them is going to be about Rebuild Houston and the impact of flooding and how to get disaster relief and some of that sort of stuff, just because that's kind of topical. But it would be 50 fun things to do in Houston, things, rediscovering things of the city that you might not already know. So it's going to be an outlet for us with Culture Map and with some of these deals to put out more content that I think is going to be very interesting that you'll be able to share with your clients. And it won't look like a big Boulevard Realty sales point. It'll just be information out there, content-driven, social media resource for people there. So that's, and Aaron will be able to explain it probably better than I will. So then we really have worked on our Facebook for true content about Boulevard Realty. If we're hosting an event, the fun run, that would go on the Facebook page or whatever. Join us at the fun run and watch Boulevard Realty pass out some water and enjoy the beautiful day. That's a Facebook sort of thing. Then we're going to ramp up our Instagram, which is really, our Instagram is only about houses. It's not about any of these events. It's not about anything fun. It's design tips, new backsplashes, paint colors, ceiling fans, light fixtures, plumbing fixtures, countertops, anything to do with the house, anything that you see that you like, your clients like, whatever, we're going to put over into our Instagram deal, and you'll be able to share that as a resource for your clients about design ideas, what's popular in countertops, what's popular in insulation, what's popular in outdoor spaces, what are the pool designs of 2015, those sort of things. We'll all go to Instagram, and we're working on all that a little bit. Of course, we've got Twitter going on. I barely know what that means either, but I mean, Rhonda knows what that means. And so we tweet things out, and people in the tweeting world, y'all tweet with one another, and tweet, whatever that works. And there's people that do that. It's very important, very, very, very important. We're participating in that. And we're going to continue. We are working, I promise you, on a whole new website. We're working on a whole new mobile app and a whole new application of this sort of thing, which is all tied to our redefining the role of realtors. Understanding that what I'm trying to do is promote us as a resource, that we earn our money after the closing, okay? That we stay in their lives with these tax proration agreements, the property tax protest valuations, homeowners insurance, refinancing, a resource with the design center if they want to redo their backsplash or get new gutters or gutter guards or carpet or paint or refinish a hardwood floor or replace carpet with hardwood floors. We're the resource that they should look to after their sale. Also for their neighborhood. We're not just selling them a house in a neighborhood, we're going to continue to sell in that neighborhood and invest our time, money, and energy into their schools, into their deed restrictions, into the things that impact their value of their neighborhood, so that we continue to increase their largest asset, which had been their home purchase, so that they see us as a valuable person in their neighborhood investing in their neighborhood as well. So I mean, those are things we're continuing to do there. And I think we're doing a good job of those sort of things. HAR's new mobile app is coming out very quickly. It might be out today. I'm not real sure. They showed me a prototype on Friday. I did have lunch with Bob Hill, the CEO of HAR on Friday, just the two of us. It was a lovely deal. And it just re-emphasized Boulevard Realty's reputation within the realtor community, within HAR, our industry leader, is exceptional. We have the most involvement of any community or neighborhood or political group of any real estate firm in HAR. We're the largest firm and only firm doing these sort of things, providing resources for our agents, providing resources for our clients to this level of expertise. And they do respect who we are, and they'll answer our calls and our emails so much better than ever before. We're going to continue to work on that relationship with that industry and the education and cooperation with other realtors, because I think that makes a difference with these other things. If we'll continue to, we've been very good at creating this content. We just have to get the content of all these amazing things that we're doing out into the public media and the digital media, and that's what we'll be focusing on the rest of this year here. So that was the background for that. With that, we have always, we've been talking about at the end of last year, at the beginning of the sales meeting, our relationship and affiliation with Leverage Global. And we have fine representatives from Leverage Global here. We have Annalisa and Morgan here today who can better explain to me their whole company and what it does for us. I'm just
Great.
going to turn it right on over to you.
Wonderful.
So.
Thank you so much. Thanks everyone for coming out today. I know that you all typically meet on a Tuesday, so we really appreciate you coming today. And the warm welcome to Houston. Your city's beautiful. I'm glad to see you're recovering from the rain. So as Bill mentioned, we're with Leverage Global Partners. My name's Annalisa Pavlak. I'm Director of Member Services. And with me is Morgan Northway, and she's your dedicated account executive. So we're here to really formally welcome you to the network and talk about the programs and services that we offer and the ways to get engaged with this and to really use it to your advantage. So we'll cover a few different things today. We've got a few things pulled up on the screen that we'll show you as well. And then we'll end with a quick video message from our brand ambassador. So to give you just sort of a quick introduction to Leverage Global Partners, we've got our website pulled up here, and that's leveragere.com. So go ahead and take a visit to that website when you have a chance. We are essentially a network of the top independent real estate firms nationally and internationally. And as of today, we cover more than 155 locations around the globe, with most of those being in North America right now, and then about 25% of those internationally. And we connect all of these communities through our local market experts, which are the independent firms that are part of our network. And we take great pride in building this network as a community, and we intentionally select brokers and agents and firms who are like-minded, so that as you all are connecting with others in the network, you know that you're working with someone who operates in a similar way that you do and follows high standards of integrity and ethics, demonstrates a high level of expertise in their market. And if you're ever in an instance where you're referring a client out to another broker or agent in the network, you can be assured that that client will be taken care of in the same way that you would have taken care of them here. And we'll touch on that in a moment, because that's a service that we offer through our Just Ask referral program. But as I mentioned, we cover 155 or more than 155 locations. We pretty much are growing on a monthly basis, where we bring on another 5 to 8 new members on a monthly basis. So we just continue to grow and grow as we enter new communities. And what's important to know is that every member of the network has market exclusivity. So you all represent Houston and the various communities that you serve in and around Houston. And we work with no other independent firms. You all are our go-to. So that's a nice advantage, when you're talking to clients about your leverage affiliation, to know that you're the only company representing Houston here. So we'll move now to talk a little bit about our Just Ask referral program. And essentially what we want you to know about this is it's really your concierge referral service. And that whenever you have a client or a family member or a contact or someone in your network who is looking to do a real estate deal outside of the areas that you directly serve, you can contact Leverage, and we'll be there to make sure that you've got a referral connection on that other end. And what we do is we tap into our research database if we haven't already found a partner there in that area, and we'll make sure to give you a personal introduction to the top independent firm in that area, so that you can then, refer your client over there. And so we're showing you our, we're going to move to show you our Just Ask page right now. And so there's like this big blue button in the upper right-hand corner of our website. On every page, you'll find it. And if you click that button, it will take you to this Just Ask page. It just essentially gives you some information about the program. We have a video with the lovely Haley Turman. She handles all of the referral connections in the network. So you can contact her, reach out at any time, and she'll help you through the process. She's great. She really understands all of the market expertise of our members and our prospects. So she's a really great contact. And we just have some basic information here. Our phone number is right there, that you can call that number to speak to Haley. And then you can send a referral request directly to the website. Now, you may have heard a similar sort of spiel before about referral services, possibly. But what's unique about Leverage's referral service is that there's no third-party fee that's tacked on to your referrals. These are straight, agent to agent, broker to broker, however you have them set up. So when you send a referral to the network, you'll just do whatever standard form that you all use. You'll negotiate the referral fee with that other broker. We will tend to see an average fee of maybe 20 to 25% or so, but we know that that can depend on the client and your level of involvement. Sometimes you may stay a little more involved after you refer that client out. So that's typically what we observe, but we don't set any requirements on referrals. We're really just there to make sure you've got that connection point to point.
Do we have a minimum though? We have a minimum dollar amount for these?
You know what, we used to state that there was a minimum dollar amount, but we've recently just taken away that requirement because we have the ability to service referrals of all kinds. And that's because we've already completed research of over 600 communities in the US alone. So in the instance where it's a referral where maybe it's sort of a lower end referral, maybe it's $25,000 piece of land or $50,000 piece of land. And we want to make sure that you're able to service the client because that's what's most important to us. We'll probably just give you the contact information of that company in that area that we'd recommend, and you can reach out directly. So
Okay, so
we're
no
there to
more
help.
minimum.
No more minimum.
Okay, all right, just curious about that.
Yeah, so this is just great to think about when you think of reaching out to your own network and letting them know that you're a part of this group, the Leverage Global Partners.
So, a couple points just so you understand what we're talking about. So, as opposed to using Cardus or Brookfield or one of those little deals that are going to take 37.5% or 45%, I mean, we're just going to negotiate with the agent, and they're going to set up the introduction. They're going to make us a personal introduction. They're going to give us the referral of who it's going to be, and then we're just going to contact directly the Denver broker and work out a 20% referral fee with the Denver people. And Leverage makes no money. There's no forms for Leverage. We're not filling out weekly reports or monthly reports or anything of that nature. It's just direct agent to agent referral fee, and we basically are going to agree to 20%. We're not going to start paying 30, and we're just not going to mess with all that. It's going to be around 20%. Almost always. That's what we basically are agreeing to. And so it really makes it much easier than most other referrals or corporate relocates or something. I mean, those things can just be exhausting or whatever. They can show you on the map exactly if they already have an affiliation with someone in Denver, but if you're using someone in Butte, Montana, and they're not on the deal, you just contact Haley and she will set up an introduction of someone in Butte, Montana, even if they don't have a partner there at the moment. So it's both the 130 markets they already service, but it's any market that you have someone that is relocating. So for you to go and say when you go on a listing appointment, we have this referral network in every city in America and worldwide. I mean, it's a pretty amazing thing that you get to say over there. And back to the exclusivity, I mean, compared to, and we were talking last night, Christie's and Great Estates and leading realtors of the world. And remember, John Daugherty, Heritage, Martha Turner, I mean, 5 of them are in Christie's. 5 of them are in leading of the world sort of thing, whatever. This is a way more exclusive referral network than even some of those others, where 5 people in Houston have that same referral network, right?
Thank you, Bill. Appreciate
I
it.
just have a question about
Yes.
when you decide that you're going to refer somebody, how long does it typically take before they're actually in touch with somebody? Is it like a couple days or days?
So we'll respond when you reach out to us. If you don't connect with us right away, if you call Haley and you don't get her on the line right away, she'll get back to you within 2 business hours, and she'll basically tell you right away, we have a partner there, and I'm going to send you an email introduction right now just to connect the 2 parties, and then I'll put out a call to that partner to make sure that they see it. Or she'll tell you, this is a community where we haven't yet identified a partner, like Butte, Montana, but I've got somebody I can recommend, so give us till the end of the day, or give us until tomorrow morning, because we want to make sure that we're able to connect with them in advance before sending through your referral. And then you reach out and you have a conversation with that contact there. And typically it's going to be the broker in charge, that owner executive contact, because we want to make sure that you're kind of going to the top with your referral, having a conversation with that person, and then they can say, okay, based on this client, I think the best agent is going to be, Susan, and then they'll, kind of pass you to that person. So it's kind of a high-touch process, that's what we call it, rather than just automatic, where it kind of spits something out to you, and then you've got to figure it out and say, oh, is this the right person? I don't know. We follow a high-touch process because we know it's important to find the right agent match. This is a client that you've built a relationship with, or this is a contact of yours, so we want to help you, maintain that great relationship.
So where do you guys make your money? How does that work?
I'm paying them monthly.
Oh,
I
okay.
pay monthly for this exposure and this opportunity.
Okay.
Yeah. Our money wired out this morning, I noticed. I get the money on the first.
You're very
every
timely.
month, yeah. I'm paying monthly for this service so we can get back this benefit. So we get both this referral network and then these training and other opportunities that we're going to explain today. That's how we make the money.
So use it as much as you can. Put our team to work. We'd love to hear from you. And also, Morgan's going to present a few things as well, but her cards are here. So take one of those, speak with her before you leave. She's a great contact for you as well. And with that, I think I'm going to pass over to Morgan, and I'll handle the screen share for you, Morgan.
We're gonna buy you a longer cord.
I know, and I'm tall too. So
Maybe a wireless mouse would be ideal for me right now.
well, good morning, all. I'm so glad to be here and meet some of you officially in person. So I just want to show you how a visitor would find you on the Leverage website. So we have the Search Partners tab, and I'm not sure if you all can see that, but this is where you can go, and also, as we were mentioning, you can go here to see if we have a partner in any location. But it also is where a visitor would go to find you all. So quickly, you can go to Search Partners, you'll click on the geographic region, so North America, click on South, and then you'll see we have the list of all the markets that we represent or have partners there. So you can hover over the list, or you can go to the pop-up on the map. So you'll see Houston is represented. So if you click on that, this takes you to your exclusive page. So as we mentioned, you are the only representative of the Houston market. So this is great. If someone comes to the website, all the traffic is going to you all. So you can see on your page, we have 8 featured listings, which I'll walk you through in a moment. And also, if you scroll back up to the top, we have a direct link that goes right to your website. So something to think about the Leverage website as, we are a portal, so we really are bringing traffic to you. We're not a stop, we're not like a Zillow where they come here to search. We are bringing traffic to your website, so they can see all of the listings that you have there. So that's a really great opportunity, and that's some great verbiage to share with your client.
Sorry, I just clicked on the view all.
Yes, so another button I wanted to point out on your Leverage page is the View All Properties. So this is some really great verbiage also to share with your client. If they're not one of the 8 listings, which they may be like, well then how am I getting exposure? You can say within one click, you are taken to your website where all of your listings are represented. They can see all the details, all of the information right there. Perfect. And so if you scroll down, there's a few other things I want to point out. We just released some new features. So previously you had 4 properties you could have featured. Now we have 8. So that's some more exposure for you all. Also, if you click on one of the listings, you can see obviously a really beautiful photo of the property. If you scroll down, you'll have some information about the property, the address, and one of our new features is we have you as the agent, your contact information here. So that's really great because whoever is visiting the website can reach out to you directly. Previously it was just Bill as the main point, but we really wanted to empower you all as the agent. So adding your contact info was something that we recently added. And when you are added to the website, you will receive this really beautiful email notification. And I know you all receive so many emails, so you're like, why do I need another one? Well, what is great about this is it's a beautiful display of your property. And I actually had a conversation, I think with Drew recently. I gave him a call and let him know this is an opportunity to forward this on to your client and let them know about the exposure they received. So it's a great way to let them know. They may not know they are on the Leverage website, and it's a beautiful display. We have, obviously all the information. We have a link going right back to the property, and then some easy social media icons so you can share this on any of your social media channels. So again, it's a great opportunity to forward that on to your client. Perfect. So I think that was everything I wanted to go over when a visitor comes and finds you. Any questions on that?
How do you change the photo if you don't like the photo? That
You
is
say,
on?
Rhonda, how do you change the photo? And I change it for you.
Okay.
So
How
what
do you
is
change
nice,
the
it's
photo?
all done internally. You all manage your page. So it's something that, yes, Erin and Rhonda are kind of your main points. If any of you have ever questions about contact info or anything on the page.
Is there a database or something that they could look at, or would that be being connected with another agent, and then that agent would provide the database of properties maybe
Yeah.
in that area?
So we definitely can make an introduction to, and that's actually one of my partners, really wonderful partner. So yeah, you can reach out to me. Again, my business cards are here. I can make the introduction. You can go to the search partners too and obviously look up their page.
Okay.
Their contact information is there. So you can always reach out directly, but I'm more than happy to make the personal introduction. And then yes, they can assist you with, more properties, if you have a client that just has questions about Greece. But yes, they can be a resource for you.
But can they look, once they've made the connection, is there a place on your site where they can just look at properties in Greece, like?
If their website has all the listings on it, it shows.
Like ours, we can search MLS through our own website,
Yes.
so once you get their link, I
Yes,
would imagine you can
exactly.
search whatever their resource.
Yes, so you could go to search partners, you can, just like we did for you all,
Right.
you can go to Greece, Mykonos, so you'll go to their leverage page, and you'll see that's Roy. You can reach out to her directly, and then if you scroll down, I don't think they've updated their properties too long, but you can see they have some properties on here, but they do have a link that goes right to their website, which you can see then all of their properties.
But think about the same aspect of Bill's, mission to continue to demonstrate the value that real estate brokers and agents provide. I mean, we really, the emphasis is on the connection and the conversation and really getting your client to that local market expert, before we just sort of send that client to sort of search properties and all that. It's a great way to get to know an area and kind of get a feel for it. But the best thing to do is to reach out and call Roy. And that's the beauty of this network, is you can do that. And Roy will be ecstatic to, hear from you and talk about Mykonos.
Are there any potential language barriers with these countries that we have to
Not
work
really.
around?
Really
And how do we
good
do that?
question.
Most of them, I actually have a lot of European partners, and most of them are, all of them are English speaking, or at
Right.
least have a point of contact in the office that are.
Right.
So yeah, that is something that, I think they value and understand. They need to have someone there that can communicate. So I haven't seen it as a challenge. All of our partners definitely have that offered in their office.
One thing to consider is that business is done very differently in different parts of the country and different parts of the world. So we were talking about this last night. In Europe, they might take a month of vacation, and they may not work actually during that vacation. So if that ever happens, we just ask you to come back to Leverage. If you've reached out to somebody and you're having a hard time getting a response or getting through to them, we know pretty much everyone that they work with, in their office and the main points of contact. So we'll help you get through, because business can be done differently. They may not always
They
be
don't get in a
checking
lot
their
of
phone.
hurry in Europe. They don't have the
Yeah.
same sense of urgency.
They are having vacation
Americans
a lot.
does.
What time is it?
Yeah.
That's why they live longer.
Yeah. Let me drink that olive wine.
Little
Red
wine.
They can't figure things out already.
Perfect. Well, I want to go through the leverage collateral, which I've left it all out here, so feel free to take a piece of each. So the first is leverage for you. And this is your differentiator in your listing presentation. It's really great. It explains your exclusive exposure you get on the website, as well as your exposure you get with all of the market experts in the network. So take a look at that. This is something you can provide your seller. It's a really beautiful piece. And also something I wanted to point out, when you open it up, you'll see all of our updated stats, which I guess there are a few numbers off because we are growing quickly. But those are also really great to reference when you're speaking to your client, letting them know about, this is a very strong network. So there's that piece. The second piece is the international marketing through leverage. And then this can also be used in your listing presentation. It really articulates the competitive advantage you have. So I know sometimes that's a challenge. How do I explain leverage to my client? So this actually walks you through, it has 4 bullet points, and I'll quickly just mention them. One is the exclusive promotion through the award-winning website. 2 is the social media expertise. 3 is the global exposure through local market experts. And 4 is the network connections. And it breaks it down even more within that. But again, this is a really great resource. So, I encourage you to use this in your listing. The third piece is leverage for buyers. So we know you may not always be doing a presentation to your buyers, but this does explain all of the connections that you have through the network. So if your client has a second home, or looking to, relocate, this is a great piece for them. And then the last piece is for you. This is the agent brochure. So this just explains the services and tools that Leverage offers you. Again, as much as we can provide you some verbiage and some ways to articulate Leverage, I think that's really beneficial. So just read through this. It explains the Just Ads program, social media, marketing, all of that. But in the end, I am your resource. I'm your dedicated account executive. I speak to Aaron, who probably thinks a little too often. I'm on speed dial. So we have a really close relationship, and Bill as well, and Rhonda. I'm very close with your team, and so I'm really here to support you all any way I can. So my business cards are here, but if you ever have a question, you just want a little more verbiage or how to articulate Leverage, I am more than happy to go through that with you. Or walk you through the website again. I can do a screen share. I know sometimes it's like, okay, they showed me all of this, I don't remember any of it, so I'm more than happy to, be behind the scenes helping you out. So yes, that's kind of everything I wanted to go over.
So to be clear, so for you, it's an opportunity as an agent. When you go on a listing deal, you're having a new tool. You're having an asset that you're able to show them. And if they're relocating to Nashville, you have an opportunity for some income. You were just going to go get a listing. Now you have this chance to get a 20% referral fee of whatever city that they're going to. We didn't really have that before.
Really
and you've got a vetted small boutique firm, much like ourselves, in order to do it. So you're getting that from the listing side. On the buyer side, we're going to get some referrals. You're going to get some buyers that are going to come from Leverage. You're going to get some, and we have our little rotation set up from that or whatever. We're going to get some listings, okay? We're going to get some listings as a result of this. We got what I gave to Kenny and Mary Ann, a listing at the Endeavor, and that person had a house, had a high-rise, listed already with his friend at Remax or whatever, and found us through Global Leverage and only wanted a firm who had some international connection, thinking that we might get a buyer based on a high-rise over in Clear Lake who would be affiliated with either an oil and gas company or NASA or something of that nature. And he felt like the consumer was not just going to go to HAR because they didn't know about HAR. They were going to come from a source like Leverage. So we got the listing, not a referral. We didn't have to pay any referral fee. We just got the listing from Leverage this 2 weeks ago, right? That's where we got them from. Then you get the mentoring if you just have questions. If you want to find a similar market and find another agent star who works with artists in LA or artists in Brooklyn or Williamsburg, we now have a resource to reach out to these other agents and say, look, I see you've been in business 2 years and you've grown your business from 5 million to 15 million. When did you get an assistant? And you've got this whole mentor deal. I get the mentor of like-minded brokers. I tried to mentor with Beth Wolf and Amy Bernstein and Michael Huff. They don't want to share information with me. They don't want to mentor with me, honestly. So now I'll get the guy in Denver, and I'll get the guy in Nashville, and I'll get the guy in New Orleans, or a woman. See what I'm saying? I get a mentor automatically to be able to discuss how do you retain agents, how do you retain staff, how do you handle assistants, how do you guys pay assistants. It's been a very good opportunity. Many times those people are calling me and I'm getting the chance to call them. When I'm in another city, I get to stop and make a little appointment in Napa and talk to the guy in Napa, or talk to the guy in Austin, or talk to the person in Nashville again. It's kind of so you're able to write off your vacation if you go on these visits, whatever. So you're getting the mentoring deal. You're getting this whole social media webinar training stuff. These guys are experts in social media. They have tons of training opportunities. tons of these webinars for you to be able to get and learn about Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and whatever the latest thing is or whatever. So there's ample opportunities for training for you that we're getting a national and international person who has experience being able to show us some of these things that we wouldn't get on our own. We get their leverage book and their black book and these showcases of things, a way for us to both showcase. People love real estate. What they love about it is the lifestyle. And this is lifestyle branding. This is an opportunity for you to share Aspen or the Hamptons or Nassau Bay or London. And so people eat this stuff up all the time these days. And so automatically, Boulevard Realty got this international presence. We got this partnering-ship. We've got these mentoring-ship. We've got this referral network, which lets us compete with some of those other things. It lets us compete with the Sotheby's of the world. And it gives us, I think, a more unique, more specialized, more boutique
Personalized.
approach
Yeah.
to the sort of referrals that we want to do. It's not just passing things around. I'm saying, you're at the Christie's in London, how are you going to decide which Christie's affiliation in Houston you're going to even give it to? And so this way, by having this exclusive deal, we have all of Galveston, we have all of the Woodlands, we have all of Houston, we have it all wrapped up over here, so that we didn't have to worry about another partner being in the Woodlands and someone coming in and looking at Clear Lake and the Woodlands and Cinco Ranch. Now we just cover the whole area, and it works better for all of us, I think, this way. So I'm very excited about the opportunity for this expansion and this knowledge of our business or whatever. And I think there's ample opportunities for all of you to take advantage of it also.
Thank you, Bill. And Bill mentioned a couple of things. We have a monthly social media webinar series with a gal named Katie Lance. And you may have heard of her. She's pretty well known in the industry. She's involved with Inman and NAR. And so she does a webinar on a monthly basis for Leverage, covering a different topic in social media, with you all releasing your blog and really kind of putting an extra focus on social media this year. This is a nice additional tool and resource to come to. So we've got a schedule of events on this page here, and for all of our previous events you can watch the recap video. We have them all recorded. And you all are also receiving email invitations that look something like this. And so this was from our last event, May 7th. We'll have another one coming out this week. And so if you like the topic that you see, just click to RSVP for that event and you'll get the access instructions, and that's a live webinar that will happen.
If you do miss it, you can always catch it later on. They post it out on the site and you can go listen to it after the fact if you can't, if you already have an appointment or something like that set for that time.
Yes, we always record them. You all are busy, so always record.
And this is our Black Book newsletter. You all are receiving it every other week on Saturdays, and so this just gives you some news from Leverage. We'll share with you an article that we've recently done. We have an editorial team. We're writing a lot of content as well. It's very lifestyle focused, and we like to highlight a lot of the unique and amazing homes that we see come up on our website as well. So.
Yeah, the Black Book emails are really gorgeous. They're
Mhm.
really
The
worth
photography's
opening.
amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that's been a fun series.
It is a fun series, just to give you a little bit of a glimpse of what's happening in the network, and we'll have some news there too. But we did want to show you a really brief video. Has anyone heard of this show, $1 Million Listing? Yeah? Okay, well, we have a brand ambassador. His name is Madison Hildebrand, and he was on 6 seasons of $1 Million Listing Los Angeles. And he recently joined a company that's a part of the Leverage Network. He joined a company called Partners Trust in Los Angeles. So he made the big move from the franchise Coldwell Banker world to an independent. And he felt the strength of Leverage in that move and supporting him, for his network needs and international needs. And so we worked with him to do a little video here that we'd love to play for you. Let me just take this full screen.
I'm Madison Hildebrand, and I'm a Leverage partner. Well, Malibu has been my home for the last 15 years. I started my real estate career here and built my entire life here. I did enjoy being a cast member of Bravo TV's $1 Million Listing LA, but my passion has always been people and my work and my clients, and helping them find the home and that lifestyle that really suited them. I feel grateful now that I'm working with an innovative, independent firm, Partners Trust, where I'm not only a founding partner of one of the Malibu offices, but I'm also finding that I am surrounded by like-minded agents who operate the same way I do. As an ambassador and a partner of Leverage Global Partners, it allows me to engage with a global community of top independent real estate firms and agents. It really does assure me that my clients' real estate needs can be taken care of really anywhere in the world. Leverage as a company is a key component of my plan to expand my business, to promote my listings, and to support my client referrals worldwide. I personally promote my Leverage affiliation on my website, in my marketing materials, in my conversations with clients, and of course in my listing presentations. It really is such a powerful tool, I just can't afford not to mention it. Leverage is a unique alignment of independent companies. Therefore, I am able to actually reach out and build relationships with these partners, as well as provide exposure to my listings to the rest of the world through LeverageRE.com. I get asked all the time, what is the secret to success in real estate? There's no magic formula. It just takes a lot of hard work and a commitment to go above and beyond for each and every client. Through Leverage, I am a part of a worldwide real estate market, 24 hours a day. It's working for me, and I'm working for it. I'm Madison Hildebrand, and I am a Leverage partner.
Very nice.
Very nice. Does anybody have any questions for us?
You need to do a video on Bill.
I would love to do a video on Bill.
Do what?
Let's do a video on Bill.
He heard the word video.
These videos, I mean, I'm not this guy, but I mean, we did those series of videos that I already have or whatever, and I went on a listing appointment of 911 Balin. She's my neighbor. But I mean, she had pulled up every video that we'd ever done, watched every one of them, had questions about every one of them on my listing appointment on 4 o'clock on Saturday or whatever. I mean, she was all into these videos, which, I mean, I think some people are. So, I mean, we're going to do more of these videos. I mean, I hear about them all the time. People send me little emails, especially the ones where we've done about the economy and the impact of oil and those sort of things, and people are watching those sort of things. We did the ones on historic preservation, which I think got some people's attention. So we've engaged and are moving on with a series of additional of these things about redefining the value of a realtor and the real estate services. So I think these videos are pretty good. We put one of the videos up, right? I think on there.
You do, actually.
Yeah.
Bill, I just tweeted that Bill Baldwin just announced that Bill Baldwin would be winning the funding.
Great. I just said I was going to be y'all. I didn't say I was going to
Say your sarcasm.
Questions for them about leverage? It's just, you know, same thing. If you go to Michael up over there and they say they've got a Tulsa office and they got an Oklahoma office and they've got a Lubbock office, say, well, we've got an affiliation in those cities too, and we don't have to pay the same referral that they already do at Better Homes and Gardens between themselves or Coldwell Banker. They were already paying a higher referral fee for a Coldwell Banker agent referral than we're having to pay with a lot less paperwork. And now it gives us this affiliation, both coming in and going out. So I think it's going to be good. Take the potential income and the training opportunities. It's a great opportunity for each of you, I think. So. Any questions about that? Okay, Aaron's going to show us the blog, just kind of, and we're just getting started. We haven't really, this isn't really live yet, but it's going live very soon. Maybe today or tomorrow?
Yep, that's correct, tomorrow.
This is just filler content, so this isn't exactly.
Right, we may keep it up. So this is the blog. You can reach it, like Bill said, rediscoveringhouston.com or yourblbd.com/blog. So you'll notice that it's, it has its own logo. We didn't put the big Boulevard logo at the top of the page or anything like that because we want it to be a distinct brand. One thing we learned from doing our promoted series with Culture Map is, if you create something that is interesting, that isn't in your face, I'm trying to sell you a house, and isn't heavily branded, then people engage with it. So our culture map articles, people engage with those articles thinking that it was a normal culture map article. They didn't, they read them and just spent just as much time looking at them, and they shared them just as much. And so that's the direction that we want to go in for this, right?
For these culture map stories, our stories, explain how it worked again, were some of the most looked at, longest looked at.
So yeah,
So
normally, you know, you look at these things and you're like, okay, this is an ad, it says promoted article and written by a promoted series correspondent, and so people just click on them for 30 seconds, read the first paragraph or something like that. Ours are very unusual in that they read them longer than they read the other culture map articles that are about whatever else they write about. They shared them just as much. For the first time in the many years they've been doing this in Austin and in Dallas and in Houston, then our stories were showing up as the most read stories of the week. It's like,
It was more engaging.
yeah. It was a cool
The
experience.
culture map people reached out, I mean, they were impressed
there you
with
go.
our stories. So.
So we're taking that idea and we're putting all that content, that similar content here. Also, just to clarify, so you know, whenever Bill was talking about the maps that we want to do and the videos, really we want this platform to be in place, and we want to be used to coming up with the content, you know, having a regular stream of stuff coming through, and have a nice platform in place, because if we do all this stuff and then don't really have a way to broadcast it, then it won't do us any good. So we want to get used to feeding fresh content that people want to engage with here, and then make sure that it's a place where they can come back and see it frequently, right? So it's going to be a lot of you know, lists about Houston, but as you'll see with some of the stories that we put in for STARS projects, then we want to kind of pepper in some real estate news, very light.
What about all the dog parks in all of Houston?
I love
you know,
that.
from Cinco
I love
Ranch
that.
to the Woodlands to Pearland to Galveston. Where are all the dog parks? And so we got a little story about the dog parks, and there might be a little map about the dog parks, and then neighborhoods close to the deal. And I mean, you'd be surprised that that could just be a content feature of the blog. You know, something, they're going to be kind of like that. They're not going to be a new listing or something of that nature.
Right.
They're going to be,
Art Car Museum.
yeah, things to do that, you know, here's 50 normal things to go do in Houston, an Astros game, NASA, and the Museum of Fine Arts. Here's 50 quirky things that you should really go do. Go to this pie eating contest, and go to this tattoo parlor, and go to this, you know, funeral museum sort of thing. The off the beaten path things to do in Houston.
You know, another idea was incorporating 14 pews and having a movie inviting,
Yes.
you know, X amount
Yeah,
of
and
people.
we are doing some more collaborations with her, because she's producing some of the videos that we're talking about here. But we get all this up and going, and then we get a new website, and we get the mobile app, you know, I think all that will tie itself in together.
Yes, and so this is our way until we get the website of making sure that we're driving traffic to our website. This is very SEO friendly. It lives separately from the Boulevard website, but links to it many times, so that we can make sure that even, you know, as we start planning for a new website, that people are discovering Boulevard Realty in a way that they may not have been able to.
We want them to come back there, and, you know, just like reading the newspaper or checking out some, you know, the stock prices, come and see, what am I going to do this weekend with my kids? You know, maybe they click on this little deal and see some things that they would not otherwise know. Fascinating things about Houston and that sort of thing. So we're going to update, you know, 2 to 3 times a week of new content there. So some will, that's how it's going to work.
Yep.
And we hope to be up tomorrow.
Yes.
And then there is a culture map story about it.
So this website is live right now.
Yeah,
We just
yeah.
won't start promoting it until tomorrow, and we're feeding in fresh content tonight. For
Yeah,
the,
there you
for the
go.
start.
There you go.
Will you be posting these stories like on the Boulevard Facebook page, and then we can just share it?
You can do that. If you were to just copy, you know, a link from any of these posts to, then it gives, like, if you were to copy this link into your Facebook page, this, you know, video would embed and all that stuff.
Yeah, we're probably not going to put these exact same deals on our Facebook page. So we don't want to inundate. The Facebook page is going to be, you know, an event. The art event at my house is going to be on the Facebook page, you know, or things we're doing. Or you can take this content and put it in your Facebook page, which is what we want you to do. Is we want you to start, you know, you can email it out to your list, but we're not going to double expose it here in the Facebook page, because we don't want to give them. I don't want to inundate them with the Facebook, because I feel like we're just, you know, yeah, some of these things, every new listing, and I don't want it to be like that. I want it to be something they really want to see, not get tired of and delete. So by keeping them kind of separate, resource of Instagram for house ideas, Facebook is event driven, this is really truly content driven, then it gives you a couple of different opportunities to reach back out to your client base. That's how it's gonna work, I think.
That's how it's gonna work.
Yeah, I think it's better. All right, questions about this? Anyone like this idea?
Great.
Spending a lot of time making effort on this. Somebody likes it.
For us too, because we have people coming from out of town, and I
That's
keep
right.
saying, Houston's cool, really.
Yeah,
it's
well,
really
this is what, I
cool."
mean, every time I'm on vacation and people talk about Houston, you know, but it's gonna be foodie stuff. It's gonna be driven like that of things that, yeah. as a
Something they
tourism
actually wanna
activity.
do.
Yeah.
Maybe the bike trails and stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll definitely buy in Metro. It's just gonna be the train system and the bus system. We're gonna do a whole little deal. With that, we probably will have an event, ride the bus with Boulevard Realty agents, and let's go take a tour and start and do the whole, we're gonna spend a whole day
Where the
just
truck
riding the
line
trains.
is. Yeah.
And I promise we're gonna get this organized pretty soon on the training deal. And then we're gonna have the Bike Houston people come here and go over all the maps, and we'll be able to put the map up and talk about, you know, and then go ride, maybe we'll ride with the mayor or somebody. There's always somebody that wants to ride, run a little bike ride, so we can put together our own little bike ride. But definitely bikes, but, you know, definitely Metro, that sort of stuff, exactly. All right.
Can you talk about how we're going to promote the page like Google and?
So right now, our main promotion is going to be through the Culture Map article. We will have this whole, you know, it's like Boulevard Realty announces Rediscovering Houston, our campaign to share what we love about the city. That's going to live on Culture Map's site forever. And so our hope is that whenever people search things to do in Houston, since this kind of lives on Culture Map and they have very high traffic and they're very optimized for search, then that's how people who don't know about us would probably discover this.
And we could change that on Swamp Lot. We can change that on HoustonModern.net and on our own website. I mean, we will put it a few more places, not just Culture Map.
Exactly, and this also gives us probably a good excuse to start doing some Facebook paid advertising, which we've only done maybe once or twice before, which is very inexpensive, just because it's content that we think people would want to see.
And we'll have some printed material for you to put at your open houses about it. I mean, we're gonna have some content that just people can take with them at the open houses.
Out-of-towners will love that.
Yeah, I think even people who are looking for.
Well, they will, but, I mean, at an open house, I had like, you know, 4 couples come yesterday, they were not from here.
Right.
And if you are able to put something like that in their hand about current events or places to go, you know,
Yeah.
and they're gonna be here a
And
week.
while
yeah,
we will
they
group
love
most of it for inner city, I mean, we can do a special one that's just from Clear Lake to Galveston in that section, you know, because it will live forever. And then we can do a north one, we can do a west one, you know, so here's cool things in your area. So if people are coming in and they're really just gonna go look in the woodlands, we'll have the content already there for someone. All right.
All right.
That's what we got.
Way to go.
Morgan's here to talk to you. That's all we got.
Here.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Be sure to show up next Tuesday